Jorge Martin ignites internal fire at Aprilia Racing with comeback in Moto 2025. Is a war brewing with Marco Bezzecchi? Jorge Martin has made his long-awaited return to Moto in the 2025 season, and the pressure is already mounting within the Aprilia Racing garage. His comeback at the Czech Grand Prix signaled his resurgence after a difficult injury recovery and sparked immediate questions. Is Marco Bezzecchi, who carried the team during Martin's absence, ready for the storm that is about to hit? Martin's return marks the beginning of a new chapter for Aprilia Racing. For months, Bezzecchi had raced relatively unchallenged within the team, with the Spaniard back on the grid and hungry to reclaim his place among the elite. Aprilia finds itself in a potentially explosive situation. Two hungry riders, one team, one clear mission: win. The return of the beast after months of rehabilitation following a serious injury. Martin officially made his return at the Czech Grand Prix, where he finished in 7th place. That result may not seem like fireworks, but given the circumstances, it was a loud message to the paddock. The Martinator is back, and he means business. More than just a return to the track. It was a psychological shot across the bow. Bezzecchi, who had grown into the role of Aprilia's #1 rider, now faces internal competition from a teammate who has no intention of playing second fiddle. Martin is known for his aggressive racing style, relentless focus, and ability to deliver under pressure. Now back at full strength, he is ready to push his teammate and perhaps push Aprilia into a crisis of identity. Tension denied, but the heat is rising. Aprilia Racing's crew chief Daniele Romagnoli has tried to pour water on the fire before it spreads. He publicly stated that there is no rivalry at the moment between the two riders. According to Romagnoli, the relationship is professional and healthy. However, he did not go so far as to promise it would stay that way. Romagnoli said in an interview that Marco and Jorge have no direct rivalry. They are not best friends, but their interactions are respectful and professional. He then added a critical insight: riders are never truly close friends. Even if they have dinner together or go out to parties together, the reality is every rider wants to be the fastest. That quiet truth reveals the underlying tension. Today there is peace. Tomorrow, that peace could shatter. Clash of mentalities on the horizontal. Romagnoli did not deny the possibility of conflict down the road. In fact, he hinted that the fire is not a matter of if, but when. If Jorge starts gaining momentum and finds his top form again, the entire dynamic within Aprilia could shift. Romagnoli admitted that things are going smoothly for now, but things can change quickly when performance improves. Jorge respects what Marco has done while he was gone, especially in helping develop the bike, but that respect may be tested under pressure. This is not just about two riders pushing each other. It is about two mentalities colliding. Jorge Martin represents the comeback king, the wounded warrior returning to prove his dominance. Marco Bezzecchi is the young charger who refuses to be overshadowed after earning his place as a team leader. Both want to win, but neither wants to step aside. Austria will be the real test. Mid-season break in Moto 2025 has given teams and riders time to regroup and prepare. But when racing resumes at the Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring on August 17th, all eyes will be on Aprilia. This is where the real test begins. Martin will be determined to make a stronger statement, and Bezzecchi will be under pressure to defend his status. With both men riding the same machinery and the same team behind them, what separates them now is pure performance and mentality. This is where rivalries are born, and this is where friendships fade. Conclusion: the storm is coming right now. Jorge Martin and Marco Bezzecchi are not at war, but the conditions are perfect for one to erupt. Two riders with alpha personalities, two men who refuse to be second best, and a team that may soon struggle to keep the peace. MotoGP is not just about speed, it is about power, status, and psychological warfare. With Jorge Martin back in the game, Aprilia Racing may have gained a second weapon and a second fire to contain. If both men continue to rise, the internal pressure could become greater than anything they face on the track. Fans and pundits should keep their eyes on Austria. That may be the moment the silent rivalry explodes into the open. Aprilia playing with fire, managing to elite riders is every team's dream, a nightmare rolled into one. On paper, it means double the chances of success. In reality, it can mean double the pressure, double the egos, and double the risk of internal collapse. Aprilia is now walking a tightrope. Jorge Martin and Marco Bezzecchi are not rookies. They are not here to play supporting roles. Both have tasted the podium. Both believe they can be world champions. Aprilia's management now faces a delicate balancing act. Give too much support to one and risk alienating the other. Treat both equally and risk creating chaos when results start to vary. It is a classic case of internal competition, and while that can elevate a team, it can also rip it apart. The danger is not just on the track, it is in the debrief rooms, strategy meetings, and data sessions, where even a small disagreement can fuel resentment. Every new setting, upgrade, and team order will be scrutinized through the lens of rivalry. If one rider feels disadvantaged even slightly, the harmony could snap. When ego meets ambition, Jorge Martin has something to prove. After being forced to sit out a crucial part of the 2024 season, he returns to ride and reclaim. In his mind, he was supposed to lead Aprilia to glory. That chance was taken from him by injury. Now he is back, and he wants everything he believes he earned. Marco Bezzecchi, on the other hand, has built his name in Martin's absence. He carried the Aprilia flag into battle, developed the RSGP into a competitive machine, and stepped up when the team needed a leader. The idea of giving that up just because Martin is back will not sit well with him. This is where things get dangerous. When ego meets ambition, the outcome is rarely quiet. The fans can sense it. MotoGP fans know when something is boiling beneath the surface. They see it in the pit garage's body language and how riders speak during press conferences. So far, Martin and Bezzecchi have played it cool, but fans can feel the tension. They know the look in a rider's eyes when he starts to see his teammate not as a partner, but as an obstacle. Austria might be the flashpoint. It may take until Misano or Catalunya, but the feeling is clear. This story is heading toward confrontation. A defining moment for Aprilia. At this situation could define Aprilia Racing for years. It could produce results, championships, and even a golden era for the team if handled well. But if the internal rivalry becomes too toxic, it could ruin both rider seasons and fracture the team from within. History has seen it before. From Rossi versus Lorenzo to Hamilton versus Rosberg in Formula One. Internal battles can destroy dynasties before they begin. Aprilia must decide now how to manage what is clearly a potential storm. Will they let the riders battle freely, or will they step in with clear team orders? Will they support the one at a better pace, or will they try to preserve the peace regardless of points? These decisions will shape the rest of 2025 and the brand's future in MotoGP. Final words. This is just the beginning. What we are witnessing is not just a comeback. It is the start of a psychological war. Jorge Martin did not return to be second best. Marco Bezzecchi did not rise just to step aside. Aprilia may have found itself with two lions in one cage for now. The smiles are genuine but strained. The respect is present but conditional. The mentality is clear. Both riders want to lead. Neither will yield. And in MotoGP, when no one gives, and something always breaks, the comeback was the trigger. The rest of the season might be the battlefield. Let the real race begin.